Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Rocket Monday, we're going to talk about Virgin Galactic Spaceflight. So let's dive right into it. Now, first thing you have to understand, what was the idea behind this project? The idea is basically air-launched suborbital system. Basically, they are not becoming true astronaut. They are not orbiting the system. They are just crossing a certain height threshold. And the whole point behind this complicated system is basically this will be quick, as in rather than planning for months and taking like almost a years to accomplish, it will be like almost a weekly thing, hopefully, and it will be cheap. Now, the price at this point in time is around $250,000. That is around 2 crore rupees in Indian system. That's like expensive car kind of price, but there are more than enough people who buy this sort of expensive car, so there are more than enough people who can afford this, and it will be easy, as in like the threshold, that the stress levels and all the jazz that you need to survive the system would be much less. So even aged people can do this. It won't be like, you have to be the best of the best of like, perfectly fit, because there are many people even in this basically first 4 people. One woman was like rejected basically proper astronaut system simply because she did not have perfect eyesight. So that's a very critical aspect. It has to be easy that Tom, Dick and Harry can do this, not just like, best of the best. Tom, Dick and Harry can do that. And that's the whole thing. It's for normal people, because technically speaking, SpaceX has already achieved this. But here's the Elon Musk can't go into his own craft unless, yeah, I don't think he can do that. So these systems are specifically like, there are more than enough people who've been to space, and like there are a lot of people in space at one time also. So it has been done. It's just like normal people should be able to do that, not just like, military kind of personnel, astronaut, best of the best. Now, the road to this location was very difficult for this company, simply because like I even covered this system around 2 years ago, and at that time I said like the likelihood of them succeeding was very less. And the reason for that was like they almost had a Elon like timeline kind of hoo-ha. Basically they were like claiming we're gonna start the company. They did that, awesome, everything like, proper legal steps was taken, and they were like, we're gonna launch in 2012. Now I'm like, well, they just missed the digits. Yes, it took that long. So reality was they were like way too optimistic, and one of the worst thing they said was that this will be as safe as a commercial airlines. Now commercial airlines is safe simply because it literally crossed a river of blood to reach that point. Like there is a reason why we have black box in a aircraft. People know that it's gonna crash. There's like every engineer knows that for a fact that sooner or later one of the planes is gonna crash. The only thing they are hope for is that if it crashes, we can extract enough data and make future generation better. And we have been doing this for almost 100 years. Only then now we are in a place where if you go into basically passenger airlines, there is a 100% chance that you're gonna land safely. So claiming something that is not even been built, something that has not even been flown, would be as safe as that. That is like stupidity. That's like almost same stupidity level where people are claiming Hyperloop will be as safe as a normal train. Like, train has gone through the trials of real life, then they can claim it as being safe. You cannot claim or test run on like, small track where you're going it's like, no. So, and this had a consequence. Like they did had an accident which was like ironically almost preventable now, because like, the locking mechanism failed. Like again, it was a pilot error, but here's the why the heck it does not happen in aviation. It used to happen. Lot of planes crashes happen, and then brick by brick they started optimizing the situation where there's like no pilot, the probability of pilot making mistake would be less. Then they're like interlocking system where like, no, at this point in time you should not be able to mess with this, because they know for a fact that if you mess it up, you did. So this happened. They had an accident and loss of life. Now those things at that point in time, they were so delayed. Accident happened, and Richard Branson at this point in time was like so basically sad that like literally he was considering ending this project. Like his own word, like that was like a very down term. So like many people are like given up on this simply because, yeah, they were claiming like they're gonna carry Stephen Hawkins there, but like even he also passed away. So you can understand that there was like a very severe dip. So the fact that they still survived, that's amazing. So Unity 22, the mission, the actual mission. Now this mission was done on July 11, 2021, and the craft, that mothership, that was named VMS Eve, and that was the launcher. And then the craft, the basically thing that you see, that was USS Unity. Now these are the 4 people who were like quote unquote passenger. Be mindful, they were not paying passenger, aka all of these people work in the company, so they are not paying for it. Yes, there were like more than enough booking, and I'm pretty sure like there are more than enough requests for replacing these 3 people. But again, the company took a kind of PR gamble, so to say, where they're like, okay, let's risk so many staffs at one go. If they survive, the benefit would be amazing. And they achieved 3 minutes of 0G. Now at this point in time, technicality starts to play a critical role, simply because they only achieved 80 kilometers of height. Now that's one thing you have to understand. technically NASA will give you astronaut wing if you cross 50 miles. That's not that high. That's like around that kind of milestone. So from NASA's point of view, they have achieved spaceflight. They got what we call astronaut wings. Unfortunately, internationally speaking, even NASA's own definition has been upgraded to what we call Kármán line, and Kármán line has been internationally agreed to be around 100 kilometer. So you may say that's semantics. Yes and no, because again, if you are selling something to be like true space flight, you have to worry about these sort of things. So yes and no. So they are the first people to fly to space. Yes, they're first people to do that privately. Yes, they are the first people to do it like self-built system. Basically, he funded the system, he built the goddamn system, and he's flying in it. Yes, but like Jeff Bezos can still say that first people to space because he crossed the Kármán line. So that's why like this numbers game is kind of important, especially if you are charging around 2 crore rupees for ticket, so to say. But all that aside, at this point in time, it was a very huge success. Now again, when you are watching this video, there is a good chance Blue Origin would have been already flown, but at this point in time, this was a success, and it is a god level PR stunt, simply because the company gets a lot of goodwill if the person building the system is actually putting like their own life on the line, so to say. Because again, at the end of the day, it has not flown like 10,000 times where you're like, no, like this jumbo jet has safety record, but it has flown 10,000 times. No, it's like it's untested, like it's 22 times trying that, and not to mention not that many times they have fired the rocket. So most of the times was like just controlled glide. So fundamentally speaking, still untested system. So putting their life on the line gives a very serious boost of confidence, where people are like, no, I will sign it up. Now, would people have signed up if he did not have flown? Yes, absolutely, because more than enough people climb to go to basically Mount Everest and die. Like it's a real thing. People die trying to go there. Going here, like if you succeed, you have like become like elite club. That elite club is so elite, there is barely 1,000 people inside, actually much less than 1,000 people. So that's the reality of it. People will still take that risk for that, but he put his life on the line and his companies, because like so many people, like high profile people in the system, that's a risky if something goes boom. So he did that, and now he can claim that he's the first person to go into self-built craft into space. So that's amazing, high enough for astronaut wing, and they had a lot of celebration, lot of amazing things. Amazing thing was done. So what about the future? Now this is one thing you have to understand. Market is heating up at this point in time, and there is like a very weird kind of paradox. It's like people who can afford basically Blue Origin's ticket can not Blue Origin as in like Virgin Galactic's ticket, they can also afford Blue Origin's ticket. So problem is like you really have to justify this puppy. So how can they justify it? They have to improve their live stream at this point in time. Now again, I have not seen what Blue Origin does, but the live streaming of this puppy was not very good, as in even on from ground the footage was like very low grade, and that matters in today's era. That matters. That is something that you really have to fix. And especially again, I get it, like a lot of millionaires will not care about it, but if celebrities go there, they want every single second to be documented. And when you are making sure that people don't carry their own camera, you have to do a better live streaming system. I get it, they have the footage is recorded on board, but you still want better live system. So that they can improve. I'm pretty sure like by the time third mission they should have fixed it. And the only way they can make it financially viable, be mindful, there have been many projects like this which was just like one-off kind of project. Heck, even Concorde was built. It was so expensive that two countries poured their money together, engineering might together, and then also it flopped. Because making something one time, making something financially viable, that's a different thing. Many things have flopped simply because they were not financially viable. So achieving financial viability requires them to achieve one core thing, that is high throughput. Meaning if they can do it quickly enough, yes, they can make profit out of it. Right now it's very low chance, but they learned from the like basically Starship version 2, and they are building this basically Starship version number 3. And the core improvement, yes, they made it chrome alloy, but the whole point of this puppy is that this is supposed to be super easy to refurbish, because the plane part, that's super easy. The plane I'm pretty sure can easily do, let's say they are doing 5 days 5 flights. Plane would not even care about it. Like plane is like, dude, I'm barely flying for that. And if it's built from the same commercial jet engines, those engines are like they can go for 12 hours continuously. So more than good enough, they can easily refurbish, and even pilots won't be stressed. They're like, yeah, like once a day I'm flying for like 2 hours. That's like nothing. Commercial pilots, they can try for many hours. So it's super easy to do. And this system, the most tedious part of this is just replacing the last tail section, because the whole rocket engine has to be pulled out and refurbished. Basically, not refurbished as in like replaced. They have to replace the whole system because it is utilizing a hybrid rocket. So refueling nitrogen oxide tank, that's awesome, but like how the heck you're gonna replace the solid grains? We have to pull the whole section out, replace it. So depending how quickly they can do it, I can easily see that they could have a scenario where they have like few of these and only one or two of the mothership. And so mothership will keep doing up and down, and be mindful the tail does not even tail as in like nose, it does not even have a gear, so they cannot just like ferry it easily also. But if they can achieve that breaking point where they can replace every mission after a day, it's like day 1 mission 1, day 2 mission 2, if they can achieve that, then only I can see them able to make profit in long term. Not be like, okay, on paper they were making profit, but the margin was so less that after 5-6 years they're like, government, please give us bailout. So future is still kind of difficult. It is achievable, but it's still gonna be a difficult road. So this was my presentation on basically Unity 22 or Richard Branson's flight. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst a friend. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.